Hey everyone, Opaque Flake here, welcome you back to the year Final Fantasy with Final Fantasy VI. I'm not going to be commentating much, as you can tell already. The game's going to speak for itself, and it's very touching in more ways than one, in terms of how they set everything up. So whatever I say can't do more than what the game's going to be saying themselves, not only with showing, but also telling through NPCs. However, I will mention that I'll throw in some tidbits here and there. Nothing too extraordinary. Just a few pennies here and there. But really, this is going to be focused on the whole game. It was going to be like another part 00, considering it's a new world, which it's kind of a new game in a sense, but eh. So in the meantime, let's just speak to these NPCs. You won't be hearing much from me again, so there we go. Even though the world has gone to shit, Owzer's still rich as fuck. Maybe later on it's gonna be worth visiting him. Or maybe not. Well, thanks to all the cautions the NPCs have given us, Celes has the lead on where to go. Well, you heard the guy. Well, I guess I better take that guy's advice and use a ribbon. Black belt's gonna help too. Although I should be running, you have plenty of time to kill these guys. Especially since at least my Celeste has a nice magic stat. Her attack damage is okay with the Break Blade, but I would still suggest leaving her in the back. You never know. But Rock is the petrified attack, I believe. There's another enemy here. I should be fine in the front row though. Kinda sorta gonna need it. Just a little bit. But there should be 2 to 3 monster in a boxes here. Or maybe it's just 1. Okay, let's go with 1 to 3 monster in a boxes here. But no real rush. Got plenty of time. Unless you never really use Celeste, then it's kinda difficult. Kinda. And these are the enemies you're gonna want to attack. Which is where the Black Belt comes in handy with the Break Blade or Thunder Blade or... well, not an Elemental Blade in general. And there's a Black Belt. That's pretty much all there is to this. But it would be a good idea to stay fully healed. Oh man, pincer attack. This is gonna kill some time. Literally. Probably would be a good idea to use the sprint shoes on the way out though. Along with the relic that cuts battles in half. Or by a quarter. I forget how much. Not that bad though. There should be a few more items too. Sapin's pretty strong though to hold the house up this size for this long. Pretty remarkable if you ask me. Surprise attacks suck, but I'm surprised I also lived, so no harm, no foul. There's no boss here, surprisingly enough. And more PM stalkers. Nothing a little Bolt 2 can't fix. Or counters, of course. Or counters, that works fine too. That should be it. Unless this is one too. No, it's not. Perfect. Alright, that's where the sprint shoes comes in handy. And the... charm bangle, there you go. Pretty cool end if you don't save the kid in time. Sabin just like gives up. Surprised his back doesn't break. That should be enough to crush a man's spine almost in two. But he is Sabin, so there's that. In any case, the next upcoming area I'm gonna do is where I'm gonna leave it off, but it's also worth mentioning that you should take... Well, there are some items here you can grab that can help you out in the next fight. It's also completely optional, you don't have to do it, but I would recommend you do it because it helps recruit another character. But pretty much, there's a lot of exposition here. Gotta love NPCs, man. They're a great mechanic on expunging detail on what's been happening in this world. And for a game like this, for what just happened, it's very much needed. And I'll show that off in a bit. Or talk about the Serpent Trench. I never used this before. I don't want to spend the GP just yet. But I think it's like the Iron Ball? Not sure yet. And that NPC tells you where you're really supposed to go. But the NPCs also mention Mobliz, so... If we recall correctly, Mobliz is close. If we recall correctly, Mobliz is close to the Serpent Trench. But because of the world getting all ruined and whatnot, there you go. So if you don't have any yet, get at least 2. With the Genji glove, you should have at least 1 Genji glove by now. And another Fire Knuckle. It's up to you if you want to get another Kaiser or not. They're really cheap, so I'm just gonna get it. I think at some point, non-elemental damage is gonna be very useful. I don't know if I'm gonna take Sabin though, but worth mentioning. And in this case, let's see. Does she still have it? No, she don't. Okay, good. You would give him the hero ring would be a good idea. And that took a lot longer than I thought it would. As for Celeste here, the hero ring would work nice on her only because she's efficient in both attacking and magic, but for the most part the hero ring is good. And I'll give her the running shoes on the way out. Or I guess I unequip them. Also, you gotta give Sabin back his equipment for not only magic, but relics and everything. I already showed that off, but same for Celeste, I just didn't show that off. I would also suggest, if you're ballsy enough, learn Bile before you get to Mobliz. It should help you out phenomenally. I just learned it right now. I'm not gonna really use it now that I think about it. But I would also recommend you equip someone with Golem. It's gonna make this upcoming fight a lot easier. Trust me on this. So Mobliz is on the far right. You can't really see it because the map kind of sucks right now, but once it gets, oh, this is good enough. So on the bottom right, there's one continent, but one above it, it's like that snake-like thing. That's the whole Serpent Trench. That's what Cyan, Sabin, and Ga went through to get to where they needed to, which is Nicaea. It's kind of amazing in a sense. Like, you get to see what they went through, and it's also part of the upcoming world, I suppose. Or the current world right now. It really goes to show you how much the world has really gone to shit, though. But it's very phenomenal. By the by, most of the enemies here, they're pretty fucking easy. They didn't even give you much magic points. Oh, now that I think about it, this will also help out immensely. Being fully healed, for one. And having some MP. But I think it went a little bit overboard. If you still need to level up Celeste or Sabin, assuming you didn't use them that much, I would suggest walking. I mean, along with the stocking up with items for walking, the extra magic points and levels will help you out immensely, especially on Celeste, because there's a mechanic with Celeste where every party member she recruits or after her will have the same level as her, or there will be an average of the collective party. For example, if Celeste is 40 and Sabin's 20, the next party member they'll recruit is 30. Because it's the average. Or maybe that's the mid-range, but essentially that's what's up. Actually, I think the level would be like 25 if I said 50 and 30 or something like that. Anywho, this is a Serpent Trench. Pretty fucking long. I'm also gonna suggest you save before you take on this fight, because not only is it lengthy, but it can be kind of tough. I mean, it was for me at least. Well, I guess it's worth mentioning, and I should probably have done this instead of using the tinctures, but you can still use the Relic Shout's bed to heal up, which again I should have done to begin with. But apparently there's a survivor among Mobiles, so let's see what's up. This is going to be the last chance for you to equip up for the upcoming fight if you're not familiar with it. There's no way you can win this fight, so just die. If you didn't unequip before the floating continent crumbled down, now's a good time. Otherwise, just die. It's kind of weird to say it that way, but just die. I really hated fighting this boss, but it's not that tough. Although I kinda just fucked up. As long as you have a Genji glove or at least Sabin with poison claws, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But again, I did fuck up. But I did do runic, so that's good. This is where Golem comes in. Aside its magical attacks that Celes can just neutralize with runic, Funbaba does have some physical attacks that hit pretty fucking hard. There you go. At this point, I pretty much solidify the battle. Funbaba does like to run away a lot. You gotta fight him like 3 times in order to finally beat him. This is the first time, maybe the second, technically, 2 times. But there's another encounter. That's when you gotta recruit Terra. Anywho, I suggest you rest up for the long walk towards Nakia. So unfortunately for me, there's no real chocobo stable around here. There is one close, but we might as well just take the walk. In any case, Fenrir. Warp, Exzone, and Stop. And at level up, MP 30%, and also instills Vanish. A lot of the enemies here attack with physical, I believe, so I think Vanish will help you out. I never really bothered to ever use Vanish in most games, at least defensively. A Blood Pyre and a Magical Lizard. And apparently they inflict Imp. Gross. This zombie now. This is horrible. As you can tell, they don't have that much health, but they do like to be dickwads about it. That was painful. And now he's a zombified imp. And apparently poison cures him. This is quite the predicament, but at least 7 can't die. However, 7 is going to be very intrusive to the fight, because he keeps on poisoning me. I have no idea what to do to kill this real quick. I suppose I should fix him up real quick. Hooray! Only not really. This guy surprisingly has a lot of health. I mean, I know I healed it, but still. That random encounter could have gone a lot better had I just used the regular ribbon. But an undead imp. Kind of strange, if you will. There we are. Well, the game's not that cruel, but just wanted to put your hopes on with there not being chocobo forest near. Kinda fits considering how bad the world's been turned into shit. Anywho, how you liking that overworld music? Pretty dreadful, huh? Unfortunately, you can't listen to it while on the chocobo. But here's that tower that one old man was mentioning. The Kefka Fanatic Tower. Or, more commonly known as the Fanatic Tower. Finally, Nikia, man. There's a lot of good equipment here. Nothing too amazing, but based on the other 2 towns, 3 if you count Albrook, which didn't really have anything to begin with, there's a nice upgrade of armor and weapons here for you to grab. Unless you don't have the Emma weapon, the Break Blade, maybe even the Drainer. But unfortunately, the Drainer is going to be outclassed soon enough, because the next upcoming area, or the one right after that, is gonna involve undead. In which case, a few more Revivifies wouldn't hurt. Ha! Super Nintendo translation. Coffee shop. Oh, an amulet. Too bad this thing sucks so much though, the beads. Evade sucks. This is useful enough for that one dungeon I was mentioning. So I'll just grab 1, but if you really want to avoid that affliction of being undead throughout the whole dungeon, I would say get more. Anywho, the diamond shield, pretty good for Celeste here, unless you're gonna give her the Genji glove. Or Genji glove. Keep us saying Genji, should be Genji though. The diamond vest, really good. The diamond armor's up soon. There's the there's also the diamond helmet, but it's not that great compared to the tiara, or I forget what it was called, that she has on already. The diamond shield's not that bad. Again, if you're not using the Genji gloves, don't bother. Me, on the other hand, I'm not. And fire knuckles, really useful. They actually hit pretty hard. The only problem again is that they're elemental, so that's where the Kaiser comes in. And this guy does mention a hint. Everything here mentions a hint on what to do eventually, were you to run across it. Ooh, the enhancer. This is a really good blade to dual wield with. But I forget how much it enhances it. Ooh, by quite a bit. But that's fine. I'm gonna get 2. And you know what? I'm gonna get 2. Why? Because it's a lot of magic for her in the back row, and she doesn't even need to attack. She'll be just doing a lot of magic power, or she can wail on enemies with her battle power. 300 people! She's gonna be hitting hard. You could go talk to the pirates, but they won't say anything different other than get off. What you gotta do is go talk to Garrod here. Anywho, this will wrap up everything nicely, so with that said and done, thanks for watching this part of Let's Play Final Fantasy VI with me, Opaque, Flake, part of the year Final Fantasy. Okay, thanks, bye.